Woo! Let's get it. 40K, 50K, 250K. Let's go to the moon. Let's go. To the moon. To the moon. To the moon. To the moon. Hey, we're going to the moon. Hey, let's go. Hey, we're going to the moon. Going to the moon. Woo! Going to the moon. Hey, to the moon, to the moon. 50K, 100K, 150K. No, keep going. 200K, 300K. To the moon. Let's go. Woo! To the moon. We're going to the moon. Hey, hey, to the moon. Uh-huh. Okay, I'm gonna stop singing. I'm gonna stop. We're going to the moon, bruh. Woo! Let's go. Hey, 30,000, 40,000, 100,000, 200,000. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cryptocurrency for Dummies. I don't know. I'm thinking about changing the name. What do you guys think? Should I change the name of the show? I don't know. I think I might have to, right? Because one thing I noticed is when I type in the name in the YouTube algorithm, it doesn't show up. And I'm pretty sure some of you guys, if you are not subscribed and you just type in the name, it'll happen for you as well. I don't, excuse me. I don't know what's going on, man. YouTube is being very weird when it comes to crypto content. And I just want to say shout out really quickly to brother Lionel. His channel got taken down falsely, I believe, because of, they're saying that he's scamming or something like that, which I don't know how that is possible, which is totally bizarre. And then I also want to say shout out to brother Oheen from Male Enlightenment TV. He was on Bernard Riley's stream earlier today, and he shouted me out. And I really appreciate that. We really got to give people this information, right? So now, by the way, Oheen, I send you the link if you want to hop on. You're always welcome to hop on my crypto streams. I think that this is the type of information that we really need to be given men, right? Because especially black men. I mean, this is not, look, I'm not trying to make this a, segregated space or anything, but unfortunately, a lot of black men are being left behind. And I hate to say it, but there are a lot of black men that just don't care either, right? But for those that do care, and this is why I started this Cryptocurrency for Dummies channel, not just for black men, but for people in general who care about their financial wealth, for becoming wealthy in the future. This is for you guys. So let's get straight into it. Before I start the show, I just want to mention really quickly, I'll be going live every Sunday now talking about crypto. So every Sunday I'll have a show. Hopefully we'll be able to build this channel up. And then also I'll try to post like a video or two in the middle of the week. You know what I mean? But let's take some looks at current prices. I'm pretty sure you guys are doing this continuously because the crypto gang is popping in the Telegram as well. So if you are a moderator, please post the Telegram group, the Crypto Gang Telegram group there, because we're always there. You can always find me there. If I don't respond right away, usually I respond within 10 hours. You know what I mean? Depending on how busy I am. I am Aaron. How you doing, sir? Let me know if you want to jump on, sir. Like I said, this will be an open stream. So I will open it up because I want the brothers to chime in, because there's certain coins that I've been sleeping on that you guys, you already had your finger on the pulse. So right now, Bitcoin is at $33,343. Woo! Ethereum is finally juking, making some traction. The last 24 hours has gone up 26%. And I'm glad to see that, because typically in the past, for those of you who are crypto enthusiasts, crypto investors or followers, you know that when Bitcoin goes, so does Ethereum. And back in the day, Litecoin used to as well. But will Litecoin ever see its glory days again? I haven't fully given up on Litecoin. I still have my Litecoin. You know what I mean? We got Black Ram 313 in the building. Black Ram, so good to see you, brother. So good to see you supporting the crypto stream. Yeah, Ram, you see, we only got 20 people in the building, but that's great. I like it like that, because we're not talking about women. We're talking about financial freedom, right? We got Trojan in the building. Trojan, how you doing, bro?
What's up, Soul? How you doing?
Hey, bro. What are your thoughts on what you see right now going on, man? I mean, we got a lot of things are going on. You see BTC, ETH are going up. What are your thoughts on that, bro? Especially with ETH going up by 26% in the last 24 hours, bro.
So, I mean, well, there's so much, but I see this as the final call for people to store up altcoins before alt season. That's what I see. I see this as the beginning of like the most pivotal moment of the bull run, right? Because the bull run, it always starts off with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin hits its all-time high. Bitcoin went above 30% its all-time high in this bull run. Facts. Now, you know what happens in altcoin season, right? The altcoins, they copy Bitcoin as people are throwing money into it. So now you're going to see some altcoins hitting their all-time highs and possibly even hitting above their all-time highs, probably even 30% above their all-time highs, like Bitcoin.
Trojan, before we get into that, because you're already like a topic or two ahead of me, right? Let's talk about the for lack of better verbiage, the fall of XRP, or the controversy surrounding XRP, okay. Right? What are your thoughts on that? Because I brought this up last week. I mean, it's not a secret, right, Trojan? I've been very bullish about XRP for the last 2 years. And now we see that the SEC is basically trying to, declare that XRP is a security, right? And so the price has been obviously stumbling. Now, I've been hearing different things, Trojan. Some people are saying, you know what, just hodl your XRP and they're going to be cleared and then it's going to go to the moon. Some people say sell. What I did, I'm not going to lie, I converted my XRP into ETH. But what's your whole take on this XRP fiasco?
So, okay, it's super complicated because, okay, one thing we do know, right, is the SEC could have went after XRP for 7 years. Why did they choose when Bitcoin was pumping to its all-time high, which they know this is the beginning of the altcoin run, and they know XRP is one of the most loved altcoins. So why would they bring this up now? And, the answer pretty much is they printed all this money with COVID relief and these stimulus checks and all this stuff, that the dollar is kind of weakening. And with the dollar weakening, what are people going to run to? Cryptos. And, they found something wrong with XRP. So, they're going to try to come after XRP. But here's the thing, though. And I said this in your chat, like, I don't think that it's going to be successful. I think that XRP is going to come to some sort of agreement with them and they're going to settle. And then more likely than not, XRP is just going to shoot up. Because right now, people can get XRP on sale. I mean, that's why I was saying, guys, like, don't sell. I mean, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of any first generation coins, to be honest, because I want the coins that are going to make the biggest price accumulation. But the thing is that it's important. Like, first generation coins aren't important to the image of crypto. That's what they're important for. So first of all, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, those are coins that you can pretty much keep your money safe because you know these coins are not going anywhere. But also, these coins are important for mass adoption. Why? Because if somebody goes in crypto, they're not going to see Theta or Digibyte or VeChain. They're going to see XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Because Ethereum was the first, platform to make smart contracts and create ICOs and make it easier for other people to make cryptos. Bitcoin was just the first crypto. I mean, it is what it is. Fees are expensive, it's slow, but it was the first. So it's going to keep its seniority. Then XRP is trying to make crypto adapt to our system, and our global system. And that's going to try to, they're trying to tie like things together. But that doesn't mean you're going to make the most money off of it. It means that the adoption in the face of what they're trying to do is important. And that's why the SEC chooses to go after them versus all of these other ICOs that, like Ampleforth or these other horrible coins that should have, people should have went after, like Kin and all these other ones that are probably doing more criminal stuff than XRP is. They want to come after the image. It's the same way like, oh, a bully, is bullying you. But if you beat up the biggest guy in the class, nobody's going to mess with you, right? Because you can take down the biggest guy. And that's what they're trying to do. But it's not going to work. They are trying to delay alt season as much as they possibly could because most of them are in Bitcoin. But everybody knows when altcoin season comes and everybody gets bullish on altcoins, everybody's going to start transferring their stuff over and altcoins are going to pump. But my thing with XRP is it's going to go back up. It's going to go back up. They're shaking out the weak investors in a way, and they're laughing because they know it's going to shoot back up. And a lot of people are going to miss out on it. But the thing is, other coins are going to go up anyway. So,
and people are probably going to say, well, Solo, why would you convert to ETH? Because anybody who looks at the crypto historically, right? When Bitcoin makes a run, what coin makes a run next? It's ETH. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And ETH still hasn't hit its all-time high yet. You know what I'm saying? So that's still gonna go up. And I know a lot of people are, in the crypto group, they love Theta, they love, VeChain, they love these other smart contracts, which I'm all for it, right? But I'm also for I feel like, and I think you can't go wrong with BTC and ETH. You just can't. You know what I mean? They have been around since the beginning. And if you look at this, now, Trojan, you keep talking about altcoin season. What do you mean by altcoin season? What does that mean? And when do you think it's going to begin?
So pretty much, here's the deal with bull runs. We are in the first phase, but we're transitioning, right? Because like I said, when I was talking with crypto with Lionel and you, like, he was looking through in like a technical analysis perspective. I'm just looking through it in a perspective of our history. Those who don't know history are doomed to repeat. Like history is going to repeat itself. I mean, except for a few things that are going to change based on the current climate right now. So I looked and studied the 2017 run and everything about it. And I remember specifically when Bitcoin smashed its all-time high, then we had a little limbo period. Then Bitcoin started going down a little bit. And then what started happening was people was like, oh, Bitcoin is what? 20K? Let's start throwing our money in any random ICO or altcoin that is not Bitcoin. They're cheaper. And then altcoins were just skyrocketing. And even the crappiest coin was skyrocketing because people were just throwing their money anywhere. And that usually follows this Bitcoin rise. So pretty much, here's what usually happens, right? Bitcoin shoots up. It hits the all-time high. Then that's phase one. Phase two, first generation coins. The ones I'm not really
Trojan, hold on a second. Keep going, bro, because I got a Amazon delivery guy here. Keep going, bro.
Okay. So the first generation coins, this is phase two. First generation coins are going to pump and hit their all-time high. The ones that people don't know nothing about crypto. They'll log on to Coinbase. They'll see the top 10 cryptos, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin. They're going to see these coins. These are the ones that are going to pump next. And it's going to be like it's going to be a spillover of liquidity. So first phase 1, Bitcoin hits all-time high. Phase 2, first generation coins hit their all-time high. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, all of that. Once those hit their all-time high, the liquidity spills over into phase 3. Phase 3 is popular altcoins. So popular altcoins is Digibyte, VeChain, Cardano, Theta, Tron, even these coins, people know them. A good amount of people, if they research for a little bit, they'll kind of find these coins because they're doing great things and their technology is really good. And then phase 4 is just chaos, right? People are just like, everything is going up. Bitcoin went up, altcoins are going up. I just got to throw my money in any coin and it might make me some money. And that's when you're going to see any random coin, even what people refer to as shit coins, skyrocketing because people are just throwing their money at the wall and hoping it sticks. Like they're just like, any coin is going to start pumping. Now, this does not mean that they're going to stay up. If you invest in a horrible coin during phase 4, don't be surprised if it shoots back down. So that's what I'm saying. If you're not knowledgeable, I would stick with the safe ones. But so to go over everything, first phase of a bull run, Bitcoin smashes all-time high. Second phase, popular first generation altcoins, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, all of those, XRP, all of that. Phase 3, popular alts, Digibyte, VeChain, Cardano, Theta, because it's spilling over. They're finding, okay, I got all this money, Bitcoin's 34K, everything already popped. Where can I throw my money? Popular alts, VeChain, Cardano, Digibyte, all of that. Phase 4, any coin they can get their hands on, they're going to throw money at it. And it's going to start to shoot up. And like buckets of water, like a chocolate fountain, it fills up the first layer, then the second layer fills up a little faster. Then the third layer, it just gets a drop and it's full. It's going to be like that. It's just going to spill over because all these people are running crypto. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want to add something real quick.
Who's this?
This is Spencer.
Oh, hey, Spencer. Okay, cool. So we got Spencer. Spencer, I'm going to let you rock. And then after that, it's yo, you got a crazy anime type name, bro. DK Polyglot. You'll go after Spencer. Guys, please be mindful of time. I don't mind if you talk for a bit, but just be mindful that, we got other people on the panel. That's all. Go ahead, Spencer. It's on you, bro.
Okay, so I wanted to add something about the XRP thing. It's not like they were completely innocent here. I don't know if you guys went through the report at all. His name is Larson. He's one of the top guys in XRP. There's emails between him and the market maker, right? So for a lot of these coins, there are market makers. They have to provide liquidity for either side of your trade, for the buy or the sell. And basically in these emails, he was talking to the market maker about how they could dump XRP onto the market without cascading the price down. So he was speaking to this market maker about it. So, I mean, these guys were doing some shady stuff. Like, it's not like they were completely innocent. You guys should really read the report if you hold the coin. So don't think it was just like some hit piece or like some attack.
Wait, Spence, let me ask you this, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I am cutting you off. Do you think that this is the end for XRP?
I don't know if it's the end, but what I am saying is that it's not like they're completely innocent,
Okay, fair assessment. And when and last question for you, Spence, and then we'll move over to the next to DK. When do you think altcoin season is going to begin? Do you think it's going to begin in January or later on? What's your take?
Yeah, so there's a metric. It's called Bitcoin dominance, right? So if you go on TradingView, it's BTC.D. All right, so you can actively see Bitcoin's dominance in the marketplace, and it's based on the market cap. So Bitcoin dominance is at 70% right now. So 70% of all of the money is in Bitcoin. once Bitcoin dominance starts to fall down, maybe to the 60s ish, a lot of that market cap from Bitcoin will spill over into these altcoins. Now, because these altcoins market caps are so tiny, it takes a much smaller amount of money to make these coins do 100, 200, 300% gains. So I think we will begin to see the Bitcoin dominance. Once again, it's BTC.D if you go on TradingView. Once that thing starts to fall, you'll begin to see the market cap flow from Bitcoin into these other altcoins.
Okay, thank you. DK, how you doing today, and what would you like to add?
Good morning. It's 7:35 out here in Yokohama, Japan, where I live at.
Nice.
I guess I'll start with a little bit of a background of my interaction with cryptocurrencies and why I would basically say that I'm probably the world's first cryptosexual, as in I'm only attracted to cryptocurrencies. If it's not paying me, then all they can do is pay me or pay me no attention at this point in my life. But basically, what it comes down to is I've been living in Japan almost 20 years on my own. I just said I got tired of the bullshit in America. George Bush Jr. got elected. A lot of people said they were going to leave America. I actually did it. The thing is this, though, for cryptocurrencies, I first heard about Bitcoin in 2010 and then 2011 when I was working in Tokyo. And I watched something interesting happen with Bitcoin. It was creeping up in price and popularity initially amongst guys out with today but be considered computer tech nerds. And I'm seeing the same thing happen with some altcoins that are not getting their proper just due respect because most people don't recognize or see the value in these things until it is too late. So watching the first bull run happen in 2017 and like paying attention to it, I got really into cryptos heavy, like throwing money in it in 2016. I remember initially buying XRP when it was 8 cents and then riding the wave up to $1.50 on it, thinking it was just going to go to the fucking moon. And when it didn't, let's just say I was
easy on the F words. We're trying to keep this curse free, please. Thank you.
All right. And so the thing was, I also got into other cryptos that are now gaining popularity and respect, like Zilliqa in 2016 as well. And so seeing the bull run happen and being kind of on the sidelines, because I initially bought into Bitcoin, I initially bought into Litecoin, I initially bought into Ethereum in 2017, kind of like coming into that bull run, but towards the end, but not having a strong enough hand to put enough money into it to catch those profits that everybody's screaming about now. This is like deja vu in a way, in my opinion, just the way that I'm seeing it all go down. And it's the same thing. It's like a lot of people are only focused on Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and XRP because those are the ones that have already proven their mettle. But at this point in the game, if you're a regular person that's not already wealthy and you want to become a millionaire or a billionaire, XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, as much as I like their groundbreaking pioneership of pushing cryptocurrency and blockchain into the mainstream and into the world, unless you're already a millionaire, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to become a millionaire off of those coins because you got to.
DK, hold on. I hate cutting people off, but you know where I'm going to go next. So then let's go into this because this stream is titled Crypto First Quarter Talk, right? So yeah. What cryptos or what coins are you bullish on right now in the first quarter? I'm not asking for the whole year, although you could be bullish on these for the whole year or whatnot. But what altcoins particularly, and you only got to give me 3 or 5 that are you bullish on and why? Just
okay, curious. Well, all right, but I'm gonna preface my answer by saying a few quick things. One, before I jumped into crypto, I was researching stocks in the stock market, reading the books that Warren Buffett's mentors wrote, and learning to evaluate companies to look at their stocks, which means looking at dividend payouts, looking at how the COO runs things, how the CFO runs things, and how the CEO and the inner workings of the company. Stalking companies the way that the average American stalks celebrities and their favorite sports teams. With that being said, I am focused on a category of cryptocurrencies that some people might not know about called staking cryptocurrencies. These are cryptocurrencies that literally pay you a dividend payout just for owning the cryptocurrency, because you can do what's called staking, which is where you lend the power of that cryptocurrency that you purchased to its blockchain, and they pay you back a percentage of the staking rewards from that, which is basically more of that cryptocurrency or a sub crypto that is part of that blockchain. So literally passive income, which I call getting paid while I eat, sleep, and defecate kind of cryptos. And so here's the name of some of them. Number one, if you're only going to buy one crypto, you're an average dude, a regular person, and you want to get to millionaire status, Theta. I don't care about being alpha. I don't care about being omega, as long as I can spend my fiat getting Theta. And T-Fuel, that's another crypto that's tied to Theta. I'd have to also say I'm very bullish on VeChain. That's another crypto that stakes. There's just so many. But let's go with those three. I would say those are the main three right now to really, really go in on hardcore. Theta, T-Fuel, VeChain, Cardano. For the average person that wants to go ahead and make it. You can hold those for as long as you need to.
Okay, dope. And I appreciate you're very passionate. I like that. I appreciate your assessment. And yeah, I mean, let's take it back to you, Trojan, because Trojan, you're the first person that I ever heard bring up Theta, and you brought this up in the live stream maybe about 5 or 6 months ago, right? And the crypto gang group, the Telegram group, if you're not part of it, you're missing out. But they're very bullish on Theta as well. Trojan, for those who are not familiar with Theta, why are so many guys who are in the know so bullish on Theta? And what will Theta do or bring to the table that other coins will not?
Solo, Theta is literally gonna change the world. Like, that's what their plan is. They want to supply bandwidth to media platforms. Like, data storage, like Netflix, they have to store data to play movies, right? This crypto, it uses access bandwidth as you stake. So people are earning income and they're happy. They're supplying some of their bandwidth from their computers to support the network. And the technology works so you can play videos just on access or donated bandwidth from staking. So pretty much they did a test on YouTube, and literally they're just playing like a clip of a Disney or Pixar movie with supplied bandwidth from people who are staking on their computers with the edge nodes and guardian nodes. It's so futuristic, and Sony is on board. The co-creator of YouTube is on board. The co-creator of Twitch is on board. The co-creator, or the co-manager of Verizon Media is on board. Samsung is on board. They want to put nodes in every Samsung smart TV so that people, they earn Theta Fuel, which is the gas token for Theta. They earn Theta Fuel while they watch TV. It's going to be crazy. People are going to be watching TV earning crypto. And then they want to put a node in every Samsung Galaxy device with their Theta TV platform. And they want to have people earning crypto, watching videos on their device. And you know how we super chat you, Solo?
Yeah.
They want to make a way where you can earn crypto by watching videos, and you could super chat the crypto back to the creators.
That's dope.
They are called the YouTube killer. That's what Theta is called. It's called a YouTube killer. They want a decentralized, free speech platform that is just like YouTube, except the currency is not dollars or whatever your currency is. It's their Theta token or Theta Fuel. So you stake with the token to supply the bandwidth to help the network function, and you're supplying bandwidth for all the companies that partner with Theta, and you earn the Theta Fuel token, which you could trade for either fiat or more crypto, or you could just hold it and watch the price go up. Theta is just trying to revolutionize the way we use media, and they are solving a billion-dollar problem by trying to supply bandwidth from, donated from, you use your computer, you supply bandwidth, it holds up the network. Let's say Disney or somebody jumps on, boom, billion-dollar problem solved. They don't have to spend millions and millions and millions of dollars storing bandwidth to play these movies. it's played by the people who hold up the network, and they earn these Theta Fuel tokens. And they are in talks with YouTube. They are in talks with Netflix. They are in talks with a bunch of media companies. Google Cloud signed up to be a validator node for them and is holding millions of Theta tokens. Binance is a validator node. Yeah, like they're in their white papers. They literally, their goal is to take over all of media in the whole internet. They want to literally just create a decentralized like internet 2.0. So Theta is going to be huge.
Trojan, is it okay if I interject for a little bit about Theta? I have something interesting. Okay, so basically, back in the spring, I found an article about Theta and through some other buddies of mine, and I was reading through the article, and it got removed. It got taken off the internet. It was on Medium. I have screenshots of it that I could go ahead and send to you, Solo, if you want to read about it. But actually, Theta, they have their one of their partners is MGM Studios. They have a Theta channel. NASA has a Theta channel. National Geographic has a Theta channel. There's an underground movement of the gamers who actually stream their gameplay. An underground movement of them slowly but surely since springtime that I've been aware of, moving away from Twitch and YouTube and transitioning to Theta TV. And you can watch it. And as you watch Theta TV, you actually can get a certain amount of T Fuel. Now, back in the spring, when I got addicted to Theta TV, the maximum you could get was 128 T Fuel. People, they use T Fuel as a currency on it. And what's interesting is as you just watch it, you generate free T Fuel. People send the T Fuel crypto to their favorite content providers as a payment. They do all kinds of interactive payment systems where they'll have like a contest or something going on during their gaming stream on T Fuel. It's really interactive between the audience and the content providers, and everybody makes T Fuel while they use it. And it is addictive. I mean, the NASA channel is just amazing. It's going to take over the entire internet in terms of streaming blockchain. And Theta is going to become mainstream probably sometime within the next year to year and a half from now. People will talk about it on TV. It's going to just take over streaming content on the internet. And with their partnership with Google, what's so interesting is the CEO of Google and the COO, Chief Operations Operator, they don't even believe in the power of the Theta blockchain. They think that they're going to be able to just use Theta and get all the benefits from Theta, and then Theta is going to die. They're going to kill YouTube because it's going to dominate everything. And the way Theta staking works that's so amazing is the guy who basically heads Theta, who started it, he's a Chinese Brazilian American. So like a lot of us, we're African Americans, right? Our ancestors came from Africa to America, African American. This dude, his ancestors were part of the group of Chinese people that got enslaved in the 1800s to work on the sugar plantations in the Caribbean. But his ancestors in Brazil, so he's Chinese Brazilian there. And then this dude, he's such a genius hacker that he got into college in the US somewhere in Northern California. I can't remember Berkeley or Stanford. And then he got US citizenship then. So that's how he became a Chinese Brazilian American. But what's interesting is this dude, he has set it up when he set up Theta staking in such a way that nobody can really steal your Theta from you when you stake it. It's set so that once it's sent into staking to the network, it can only be sent directly back to the exact same Theta address that it originated from when it went into the network for staking. That is just phenomenal.
And can I say this real quick? Ladies and gentlemen, this is not financial advice. We're just having a conversation. And DK, I'm gonna bring it back to you here in a moment, but I'm gonna throw it to Spence. Spence, everybody has been talking about altcoin season, right? We know everybody's bullish about Theta, but Spence, what coins are you bullish on and why?
Yes, so I primarily trade based on the technicals, so I don't really look at the backstory too hard. But some of the coins that I'm looking at right now, one of them is 1inch. It's on a Binance. They are a token. They're basically an exchange token, so kind of like BNB. Well, 1inch is their own. It's another swap. So I'm bullish on 1inch. Another one is Uni. They're another exchange token. FTT is FTX's exchange token. A lot of these exchange tokens, the reason to hold them is so you can get lower trading fees. So when you're doing a lot of volume, you get, I think it's like something like 50% off the trading fees when you do it with these coins. So I'm bullish on a lot of the exchange tokens. Some of the other coins that I'm bullish on are Link especially, and I'm obviously bullish on Theta as well.
You know, guys, let me just say thank you to real quick, because I got to say thank you to Ill Wills with the $5 Cash App. As you guys know, this particular channel is not monetized, right? I mean, my other channels are, but not this one. And so thank you for the Cash App. I do take crypto as well, so shout out to you guys. One thing, guys, I got to be honest with you. It is hard to find Theta. Has it been delisted? Where did it go? Like,
so
I can't find it.
It's available, and it's easier to get now than it was when we first started. When the guys that I connect with, when we first started getting into Theta, it was a lot more difficult and a lot more cumbersome to get. It's available.
With Theta, sorry, my bad. But Theta is like, here's my thing, right? The coins that are going to make you the most money are the hardest to get. Have you noticed, like, the coins, like the ones that are doing these crazy jumps and, they have this amazing technology, they're very hard to get. The SEC locked us out of Binance. They kicked all American citizens off of Binance, so we can't get the really good coins, that some of them originate overseas, some of them, aren't on any other exchanges and stuff. And Theta just became available on a few other exchanges, So yeah, as DK Polyglot said, it got easier to get it, but it is hard to get for a reason. They are doing huge things, and I'm telling you, when it becomes easier to get, it's going to be too expensive in a way. Just like these coins that hit exchanges. Like, remember last time I was talking about, when you see a good coin with good technology, you need to ride it on the wave up. When data gets added to an exchange, a major exchange, if you just have some, boom, that's a 10x right there again. Let's say Theta gets adopted to another exchange, 10x right there again. And you just ride it on the wave up. Pretty much, in a way, Theta is undervalued, because when it gets added to the exchanges it needs to be added to, it's going to be a very different price from what it is today. Probably $20, probably $50. God knows. I mean, there are cryptos that cost that much. But not even Theta, because, we talk about it a lot, but there are other really good coins that you can't find that easily. Zilliqa, it mainly originated in Singapore. It's, paired, and has a partnership with a Singaporean stable coin and the Singaporean government. And that's why, usually it pumps at night when the Asian markets open. Then we have like VeChain, and Digibyte that are around the same, price. And those, you can't get them on Coinbase. You got to go on Binance or Binance US, or, any other exchange. Or for me, I use swap sites, because it's very hard to get the coins that are going to make you the most money.
Yeah, so if I can interject here real quick, I just posted a chart in the Telegram because we were talking about when alt season could happen. I posted the chart of the BTCD chart, Bitcoin dominance chart. I don't know if you want to pull that up, Solo, but we'll be able to highlight exactly where the alt season started in 2017.
Who wants to go next? Who's next? By the way, I just want to say shout out. Wait, real quick. Shout out to On Crypto with Lionel. As I mentioned earlier, his channel's been deleted, but he's back. Please make sure to follow him. Trojan, I think you were next, or wanted to go next, or whoever wants to go next, guys. Feel free to talk, man. Go ahead.
So
Yeah,
pretty much. Oh no, you can go. My bad.
I just wanted to just highlight in the Telegram, Solo, because we keep talking about when alt season is going to exactly happen. I posted a chart in the I wanted to see if you could pull it up real quick.
We can pull up Telegram through through the computer? Really?
Yeah,
I mean, I know I sound stupid, but I didn't know you could do that.
You can do so much with Telegram through the computer.
Okay,
Yeah, you
all
can.
right. Well,
yeah. I
okay.
posted a chart, and we'll be able to.
Okay. All right, go ahead. I'll see if I can figure it out. I didn't even know you could do that, but okay.
Okay. Yeah, somebody else can go while he's doing that.
So pretty much, we kind of have our little. Sometimes we overestimate how things are supposed to happen, or we play it out in our head, so that when it happens a different way, we don't see it coming. My opinion is that altcoin season, the beginning stage is ready. All we need is the Bitcoin dominance to drop below 50%. But right now, we can see the liquidity running to the first generation coins. Ethereum is pumping. As there's a comment in here from a Supreme Technocrat. It was saying Ethereum is $998 at this moment. So that's huge. The all-time high is like what, 1,500 or 140, 1,400. So when it pumps to that all-time high, that's phase two. I mean, the thing is, altcoin season is gonna come in waves. It's gonna start, and then it's gonna be slow, then inch, and then it's gonna accelerate. And then depending on what coins you are in, then you're gonna see like the effects of altcoin season. So if somebody was in all first generation coins, all season started for them today. But technically not, because the Bitcoin dominance still 71 point something percent. But when it flows to the popular alts, DigiBuy, VeChain, Cardano, for another group of people, altcoin season has started. Then there's that person who's only in crappy coins that people don't know about. His altcoin season is probably going to start in a week from now or 2 weeks from now. So I mean, it depends on what coins you're in, but it's gonna happen in waves. And right now we're in phase two, where the first generation coins, are pumping, because people are like, okay, Bitcoin's 34K. I mean, let's be real, I'll get a little bit, but like I want to get into something that's gonna make me money. Let me go to Ethereum, that's only like $800 to $900. Let me get Litecoin, it's only $130. Let me buy XRP, it's 20 cents. Like let me just buy up all of these, and then you're going to start seeing these coins shoot up, and then their bucket gets filled, and then popular alts, and then, the non-popular alts. So pretty much altcoin season, in my opinion, the beginning stage is already underway. But when technically it doesn't really start until the Bitcoin dominance drops, which is very likely to start soon, now that we see the first generation coins running to their all-time highs.
Hey guys, as most of you guys know, I didn't really take an L with XRP, right? I mean, I said I did, but I think I came out even mostly, although I did probably lose a few $100. I said a few thousand, but I put a few thousand into it. But let me guys ask you this. What are you guys' thoughts on Stellar Lumens, XLM?
Oh, I like Stellar Lumens. Oh man. But Solo, like what you said about you considered yourself possibly taking an L based on what you did initially. That's just cutting your teeth. Like when a baby's teething, we're getting into something new. We've got this excitement, this energy. It's like we're just cutting our teeth on this. You know what I mean? So don't even knock yourself with that. If you make
moves, but it's funny because I say it kind of as a joke, right? Because it's kind of like people always, first it was Litecoin, then it's this. So it's kind of like, I'm on a bad streak right now.
Bro, check it out. It's not that you're on a bad streak. It's like even when you first go to the casino to learn how to gamble, it's like you're paying tuition in the school of gambling. So right now you're just paying a little tuition in the school of crypto. Don't knock yourself, because it's not too late to take 2 L's and bend them into a big ass W. You know what I'm saying? So if you make the right moves, you can recoup and recover all of that, but you got to be strategic, and you're going to have to keep an open mind and open ears to stuff you may be uncomfortable hearing about that may be totally new to you that you've never heard of. But remember, 15 years ago, Bitcoin was totally unheard of. It didn't exist until 2008. People dogged it. People made fun of it and ridiculed it until lo and behold, suddenly dudes are becoming millionaires and billionaires and changing their life off it. So we got to keep a young, active mind with open ears and an open mind to listen when some of these younger cats come with this information. They're like, wait a minute, that's not what we're used to hearing. You know, we got to keep an open mind about these things. I'm 43 years old, and I had cats that were in their early 20s putting me on to certain things because I first got into Cardano in 2016, and that was when this one cat from Taiwan was telling me about it. And when I was talking to him, this dude was like 17 years old, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, well, you ain't even old enough. I was thinking in my head, he ain't even old enough to drink yet, and he's sitting here telling me how to get into certain cryptos. But I kept an open mind, and I did well with Cardano. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't too late. But back to what you're thinking about Stellar, right? So I really like Stellar Lumens because initially I saw them and XRP, you know, going neck and neck. You know, well, the tickers are similar, a similar mission. Stellar at the time was mainly focused on just retail, you know, and XRP was going after the big central banks, Central Bank of Brazil, France, a whole bunch of other countries. Even SBI here in Japan was getting involved with XRP. It's like they were about to knock the Swift code system out. But, you know, looking at the tech, I didn't really like how XRP doesn't even have its own blockchain because it just used sidechain technology, which means if you look at the code, they're sending empty payloads with a 1-bit marker that's supposed to symbolize the amount of money that's being sent with it. But that aside, Stellar Lumens was on a whole different level. And Stellar is actually the one that's going to have CDBCs, you know, central bank digital currencies that are going to be tied to it. So Stellar Lumens, I think it's a good project. It has a lot of potential. I remember back in 2016, this one white chick from the Bay Area, we were at a barbecue in Shinagawa, chilling by the river, and she was just going crazy about Stellar Lumens, how it's going to change the world, it's going to do all this crazy stuff. Other dudes were talking about Matic. A few of the Indian dudes were putting me on the Pundi X. You know, it's like everybody was in the cult of worshiping one coin, but they all were looking at so many coins. I'm like, let me take all this in and let me buy a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and see what sticks and see what cooks. So, but yeah, Stellar Lumens, I like Stellar Lumens. It's a good project.
Yeah, I like Stellar Lumens too. I know I don't really like first gen coins a lot, but I like Stellar Lumens. Stellar Lumens it's kind of like XRP, you know, with the whole you know, they want transactions to be easier worldwide. But Stellar Lumens is mostly peer-to-peer. It's not really dealing with banks. The biggest reason I didn't like XRP was because they be messing with banks, and I think banks are shady, personally. But Stellar Lumens, it's pretty much XRP if you take away the whole bank equation, you know, which pretty much changes the whole game for me. But yeah, I've been reading a few articles on Stellar Lumens, and it looks like that, you know, they are it's very likely that if the United States dollar, if this new digital dollar gets a platform, it's more likely than not going to go on the Stellar Lumens blockchain. That's just my opinion. But you know, with the articles I've read, that's kind of what I see in the future. But yeah, I think Stellar is a really good project. And like I said, these first gen coins are going to start running. It's going to get crazy.
Yeah, like I said, I don't focus too much on some of the narratives because I noticed there's these cycles that kind of go on in crypto where it's kind of like prices are low, nobody's talking about it, it's no longer, you know, the future, and then when prices start to raise, everyone starts talking about how all of these coins are going to change the world. And I noticed this in 2017. While prices are high, everyone is going to start to say this or that coin could change the world. So I would like air people to be a little cautious with some of the narratives. Like when I look at these coins, I see them as super speculative assets, and I don't really buy sort of that kind of hype. I kind of just trade them. So I would just air people to not fall in love with the coin and to just look at it more as an instrument to make money.
Spence, I love your approach. I like the way you approach it. It's very logical. It's very methodical. It's just, you're saying the same thing about cryptos that Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger say about stocks. He's like, I don't care about the stock. All I care is that it pays me. You know, so that's a very logical, very smooth approach. And I can't disagree with you on that. But for me personally, my approach is a little bit different. you know, like I said, I kind of stalk these blockchains and cryptos and try to learn everything I can about them, you know, before I start to render really much of an opinion about them. And yeah, I see that a lot. I saw that in 2016, 2017, and I see it today. Everybody is jumping on the bandwagon. It's like everybody's favorite sports team. You know, it's like they don't care about the team. They don't talk about the team until the team starts winning Super Bowls. Then suddenly everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, that's exactly it. What do you think about that, Trojan?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I totally agree. I mean, my thing is this. I'm gonna be real. I'm like the freshest one out here. I did not experience the bull run in 2017. All I could do is look at the charts and the timestamps. I was not a part of that, you know, and I know people got into debt, people played with altcoins and went into debt with taxes. I mean, people really screwed their lives up in 2017, you know, and I'm not knocking that. So, yeah, I'm me personally, even when people bring up their opinions on what, you know, what happened with 2017, I'm not gonna knock that. Because I know it was chaos then. And I personally feel like the world wasn't really ready for cryptos. But in a way, I mean, like I said, I try to compare what's happening now with what happened in the past. And that's exactly what you're doing. So I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, you know, like I said, it's when people when the market's dipping, everybody's negative. Everybody's all sell it all. It's not going to do nothing. Blah 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 blah. Kind of like what's happening with XRP right now. You know, just everybody's negative. And then when it goes up, everybody's like, it's not going to stop. It's going to the moon. We're all going to be millionaires. Like, you know, all this stuff. So, yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense.
You know what's interesting from my perspective is out here in Japan, there's a lot of people. People think, oh, Japan's advanced in technology. They must be up on crypto. Nope, they're not. It's only the big corporations that are investing it in the back end and keeping it a secret that know anything about it, because the average Japanese person is afraid of cryptocurrencies and they're afraid of Bitcoin. One, because the Japanese government on the low can tax it up to 125% tax. And not only that, so many Japanese people FOMO'd in on the Bitcoin and Ethereum when it was at its price ceiling. Instead of buying in at the price floor or in the middle of the price rise, they bought in at the price ceiling, went into debt, and screwed their lives over. And some people who became Bitcoin millionaires because they weren't patient. They didn't file their taxes a certain kind of way and do things properly. They just thought, oh, no, the government isn't going to touch this. I can buy whatever the hell I want. Ended up going into poverty behind it because it was the first time something like this had happened in the world. But now it's a lot better because now there's a lot more access to information. There's a lot more of them coming out. Now you have actually cryptocurrencies that it's not about just using it to hoard money or stake or store your cryptocurrencies. They actually have a product and or a service behind it, just like companies do with their stocks. What supports the stock of a company? The product and services offered by the company. So if you look at certain cryptos now, like Zilliqa, Theta, Digibyte, VeChain, it's like getting Amazon and Tesla and Apple stock when it was for pennies on the dollar, literally.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, DK Polygon. Like I was like, when I seen Theta and what they were gonna do, I was like, this almost feels like investing in Google in like 1995. Like it has that feeling to it. I'm just like, their goal is so big. And I remember Robert Kiyosaki talked about if you want to make money with investing, you know, or being a venture capitalist or whatever, you need to choose a person who has a dream that's so big that they want to conquer the world. You don't invest in somebody who just wants to get a little goal and get a business running, and you know they just want to live and just do whatever, and if they're okay with getting by with little, right? You want to go after the person and invest in the person that wants to literally take over the world. They're just not going to stop, right? Just like the person who created Uber, just like Jeff Bezos. Those are the people you should invest in. And I just sense that energy in Theta, in Zilliqa and VeChain and all these other altcoins. And it's going to be the season for them to bloom. But one thing we really haven't talked about, and I want to know you guys' thoughts on this, is the dollar in the weakening dollar due to the printing and the inflation. Right now, something's going on kind of called stealth inflation. Nobody's getting pay raises. Like last time I checked, I don't see anybody getting pay raises or anything like that. But the dollar's value is weakening on a, like on a global scale. And the effect that that is going to have on cryptocurrency is going to be scary. What do you guys
Actually,
think about that?
actually, I have a lot of opinions about that, because what I've noticed is this: like when I first started coming to Japan, and then when I moved out here to Japan in early 2000s, what I noticed is this: at the time, the Japanese yen, as far as purchasing power against the U.S. dollar in Japan, they were kind of moving towards the yen becoming stronger. Well, you'd say, well, it's Japan, it should be that way, but no, it's like the hidden tax that people aren't talking about is inflation, which is the price of things going up. But if people's incomes are not going up to offset that, that's a hidden tax, literally. And what I've noticed is that the US dollar, the euro, and the Japanese yen, they're what I call the three ugly sisters of the forex market, or the three ugly sisters of currency trading, in that one of them is usually on top, one of them is in the middle on the way up to the top or on the way down, and then you have the other one that's at the bottom, and they usually go in rotation like that. Now, what's happening now is that it's kind of a teeter-totter effect, where we have all these other things going on that nobody's paying attention to, because a lot of people, they talk about it but don't really understand that the Federal Reserve is really as Federal Express, the shipping company. Literally, they're not connected to the U.S. government, but they have a hold on monetary policy, and they're just printing to infinitum, because that's how they were able to get all this power and all this wealth as a country for almost the last century. We're coming up on a century since the Federal Reserve system has been put in place, and and that's why we keep having crashes that happen in the U.S. economy. It's in a cycle. We were supposed to have that crash that happened in 2008. That was supposed to happen in 2005. And then the next one was supposed to come in 2018. And that didn't happen. And so it's going to come, and it's going to get worse each and every time, because these governments and these politicians, they're not handling the money properly. But since they can create the money by just printing out more, and they call it all these fancy names like quantitative easing. It's not just the US government. Other governments are doing it too. But the problem is that the US government is so used to what's called the petrodollar. That means in the Middle East, they can purchase oil in US dollars, which is one of the reasons why Saddam Hussein got taken out, because he was switching over to where they were going to have to buy it in euros, which means they're going to have to convert dollars to get it, and it's not free anymore. So what you have is a system that's been going on for about a century, and the US has gotten so comfortable and lazy with it that they basically don't have to compete with the rest of the world like that. And now the dollar is tanking, because it was the gold standard during Nixon's era. There's nothing supporting the US dollar other than the US government's ability to bully and force the rest of the world to use it as their reserve currency. And now you don't even have to trust governments no more, because you can just trust the technology of the blockchain. So as the US dollar runs its course and runs down into the ground and starts to die, the Americans who are not afraid of cryptocurrency, even if the government criminalizes it, are going to gravitate towards that. So it's not just that crypto is increasing in value. It's basically you got a seesaw with crypto versus all the fiat currencies, not just the US dollar. But you guys being in America, you're only looking at the US dollar side. Me being out here, I'm looking at everything. And basically what you have is, as fiat is dying, crypto is getting stronger and is going to take off, and it's going to get to the point where the US dollar is going to basically just implode again. But it's going to implode again like it did during the Great Depression in the 1920s. The depression that hit the whole world, where people in Germany were bringing whole wheelbarrows full of Deutschmarks just to buy a loaf of bread, where somebody would bring in a freaking truckload full of currency just to buy a tiny little shack to live in. It's literally going to get that bad. But crypto is going to save the people who have an open mind enough and who are willing to do the work to look into this and see where it's going, see the utility behind it. It's going to change the world and save people who are willing to participate in their own rescue.
A lot of times, like people don't understand that crypto is also, in a way, a hedge against inflation, just like gold and silver is. The only thing with crypto is it's highly volatile, and like I said, I'm gonna be sensitive to the people who endured this like 3 year bear market and things were just tanking or hovering, right? Because I got into crypto, I gotta be honest, I got in like January, February, early this year. So, um, I know that I got in at like a really good time, but also, I mean, the dollar is losing its value. A lot of these fiat currencies are going to be going under, and COVID is not helping this situation. I mean, we're still on lockdown, businesses are still shut down, you know, uh, economies are like going through a lot of turmoil right now. And with crypto out here, like DK Polyglot said, you're making money just staking, doing nothing. You're just making money. And imagine, you know, what effect that's going to have when the dollar starts losing its value, and then crypto is like you're gaining more value than that, and a lot of times people don't want to see it. People want to pretend like it's not happening. A lot of times you tell people about crypto, and, me specifically, I try to tell people about crypto, and they acted like it was a favor. They were doing me a favor by getting into it. But really, it's just like I'm trying to get them into it because if they don't have it, like very soon, I mean, they may get screwed over when this economy starts to really tank or when people start to see the effects of it tanking. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, all of these first gen coins, if you want to hold your money and keep your money safe, because these coins are definitely going to be mass adopted and they're going to be important, you can use those. But if you want to make money and be a millionaire and do all of that, these altcoins are the ones that are really gonna, because I forgot who said it, but just a little bit of liquidity, just a little bit, is gonna pump these altcoins up to their all-time highs and beyond. And that's all they really need. And if an altcoin goes to its all-time high, let's say it's like 30 times away, you make 30 times your money just by holding on to that altcoin. So definitely, if there's a time to look and research altcoins and figure out which ones you want to get into, it's now. Um, and like we said, Theta, Zilliqa, VeChain, Digibyte, Cardano, those coins are really going to have some movement. Um, and I see a comment actually saying that Digibyte never pumped, and I hold it and I gave up. See, that's the thing. People Somebody told me, a wise person told me, when you see a coin that's not having any movement, that's the coin that's going to pump next. But see, the thing is, it shakes out the weak investors who aren't seeing anything, so they sell it, and then it pumps. I remember a lot of the mistakes I made was I sold coins because they weren't moving, and as soon as I sold them, they pumped. Investing in crypto it's a psychological game. Like, it really gets to your head. You would see a coin, you would trade a coin, and the moment you trade it, it skyrockets. Like you would try to chase a coin on the way up, and then when you catch it and you finally buy some, then it tanks. Like this kind of stuff is very common because it's all a psychological game. So when it comes to Digibyte, if it hasn't moved in a while and the tech is good and it's a good coin, which it is, it's a security token, which is going to be needed a lot with all the BS that's going to be coming to crypto with scammers and hacks and all this stuff. You should be excited because that means it's going to have a huge move soon. Theta, people, I remember specifically, Theta was 23 cents. And people were like, oh, Theta's dead. It's not going to do anything. This is a S coin, they were just like crapping on it. They were just like, oh, this is a horrible coin. It's not going to do anything. It was 23 cents. It is over $2 now because all the weak investors, the weak hands, the people, oh, I don't see anything, so I'm going to leave. No, that's when it starts to pump. And then people run back into it. So pretty much, you got to just invest in it and forget about it. And then wait for it to pump. And that's what I'm saying. Don't chase coins on the way up. I've done it before, and I've lost a lot of money. I'm telling you, I've lost a lot of money chasing coins on the way up. But when I get into a coin that I'm like, this tech is good, this is a good coin, but it's unloved, they're like, oh, that's a crap coin, that's not going to do nothing. You hold it, and then one fateful day, you just wake up and like, huh? Theta released a new staking platform, you know, where you can, or a new upgrade where you can stake only 1,000 Theta, and you know, Gpool is making upgrades, and Samsung signed a deal or something, and then you see the coin pumping, and you're just like, oh, wow, you know. But the people who were like, oh, it's not doing anything, they sold everything. There's a guy, I remember, I was in a forum. There is a guy who sold over 100,000 Theta at 15 cents because he thought it wasn't doing anything. And Theta is over $2 now. You guys, like, you gotta be patient. You gotta like understand the tech, and when you see it's not doing anything, just hold it. If you know it's a good coin, just hold it.
Trojan, I
Somebody
call
else
that
can jump.
crypto karma. When you're not looking at it, that's when it's about to go.
Yeah.
And DigiBytes, their Digi ID, where you could use it to access buildings in the future. You could use it for online password anonymity and all of that, where you don't have to enter in a username and password anymore. Amongst some of the other tech DigiByte have, it's just phenomenal. It is amazing.
Yo, so this chart that Solis got pulled up.
Wait, real quick. I just want to apologize, guys. When I was downloading this, it crashed my computer. So that's why it took me so long to jump back on. And I also want to say shout out to YIR Sir for the $5 Cash App. Thank you guys being patient with me as I got that sorted out. Go ahead, Spencer, and explain to us what you were talking about here. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, yeah. So this chart is a Bitcoin dominance. This basically shows Bitcoin's percentage of market cap compared to all the other altcoins. What's circled in purple is in early 2017 to late 2018. What it shows is Bitcoin losing its strength in terms of market cap compared to other coins. So that is basically the famed alt season that everybody talks about. This is when Bitcoin's dominance begins to plummet, and all of this liquidity starts going into these other coins. The reason why these coins pump so hard is because their market caps, they're so small compared to Bitcoin. Just the littlest change from Bitcoin into these altcoins that can make these crazy percentage gains. Yeah, so that's
a quick question. Let me ask, because I asked you, Spencer. Let me ask DK. DK, when do you think altcoin season will start?
Well, for me, there's a series of markers. I can't give an exact calendar date, because the minute you put something on the calendar,
I don't expect you to give an exact date. If you did, then I guess I have God on the stream. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead. I mean, I'm just okay. Let me rephrase that. About what time do you expect, or in regards to your opinion?
Okay, so I see that altcoin season is going to come in a series of waves. The first wave that nobody's attention to is once Bitcoin gets to and surpasses some of the markers that people are talking about, like Bitcoin going to $50,000 and this sort of thing. That's one marker that people will notice, but they won't see it as, oh, altcoin is underway. They'll see it as, oh, Bitcoin is getting up there, so now it's time to buy more because it's going to go to Mars. Fuck the moon. I mean, forget about the moon. It's going to go straight up to Mars. That's what people are going to be thinking. That's one thing. Then the other thing is where you'll start to notice that guys like the Winklevoss twins, some of the big institutional players who are pumping Bitcoin so much, suddenly they start to get kind of quiet about crypto for maybe a week or two. And then they start talking about Bitcoin, but not as big as they used to. It's like they're being quiet. It's like there's something missing in the public discussions in the media about it. And that's because at that moment, they're starting to pump a lot of liquidity in the outs because they figured out that that's where the real money's going to be at. And now they're trying to crack down into that, but without letting the general public know. And that's when alt season is really going to get underway. Most people won't recognize it till suddenly they'll be like, wait a minute, this crypto was like 50 cents yesterday. Why is it $50 all of a sudden? Woo. And by the time, when it gets like that, it's under full stream. But the average person who was even looking at alts with a weekend and was sitting on the fence whether they should buy it or not, it's going to be so expensive that they're not going to even be able to catch it on the way up.
Yeah. Personally, I think that, altcoin season is going to happen very soon. And I actually subscribe to a Twitter page And I feel like if you really follow altcoins or what's going on the bull run, you should look at it. It's called whale alerts. So a little background, a whale is a person who has a good amount of crypto to the point where they're wealthy. You know, like, okay, if you have 100 Bitcoin, right? And Bitcoin's 20, like 34,000, right? That's a whale because they're wealthy. That is wealth, you know. No regular Joe can afford 100 Bitcoin, right? So whale alerts is pretty much they track on the blockchain whales or people moving big amounts of crypto, and they tell you what the exchange is and what's happening. And I've seen recently some big whale alerts of people sending Bitcoin from an unknown wallet to an exchange. Like 5 or 10 whale alerts like today. People are sending Bitcoin to an exchange. Oh, 500 Bitcoin sent to an exchange. God knows how much 500 Bitcoin is. That's, you know, and people sending Bitcoin to exchanges, pretty much the only reason you would send Bitcoin to exchange is to cash out or trade it. And then we have whale alerts of people buying stable coins. Now, stable coins, it's very interesting. When you buy it, you get taxed for the transition, but you don't get taxed after you spread it out if you change it out for other cryptos. So if they're buying stable coins, that means they're getting ready to pump altcoins. And the whale alerts today specifically have been blowing up. People are sending Bitcoin exchanges in droves, big amounts, like not decimal amounts, not Satoshis. They're sending whole Bitcoins, 500 Bitcoin, 600 Bitcoin, 400 Bitcoin. And they're buying a bunch of stable coins. These coins means they're about to pump altcoins to a crazy level. And listen, well, some of these altcoins are so small, just a drop of that money is going to shoot it to the moon.
Well, guys, all I got to say is this. I took a L with XRP. I know, DK, what you're going to say. And LTC. When you guys go to the moon, don't forget about your boy Solo. That's all I got to say.
Solo, we're trying to get you there with us right now by putting you up on these, man. I'm telling you, I'm feeling about the Litecoin thing, because when that dude Charlie Lee, when he sold what he claimed was all of his Litecoin to cash out on his own creation, that damn near broke my heart. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I was like, oh, and this was like 2016, 2017, and I was like, oh man, well, if he's doing that, he don't even believe in his own project. Well, then fuck it, let me look into something else. And that's when I started finding some of the cryptos that now are making big waves. Because I remember when XZill was the only wallet you could hold Zilliqa in, you know what I'm saying, back in 2016. So, I mean, you just got to keep a lookout for the new ones. It's like the hot chick that everybody in the high school is looking at. Right. Oh, that's that chick. She's bad. She's sexy. And a couple of guys have run through and said, oh, yeah, she puts it down between the sheets.
Now, not to cut you off, DK. Now, the Telegram group, we talk a lot about different coins, but for some reason, this coin isn't mentioned a lot. And I guess I want to get you guys' assessment on why this coin isn't mentioned a lot. Well, what are you guys' opinion on Bitcoin Cash? I'm just
Bitcoin
curious.
It's good. I think it's eventually going to take over where Bitcoin is at now. It's that new chick that nobody's looking at. The one with the glasses, that she's cute. She knows how to move real good, but nobody has really heard much about her. But everybody's looking at the popular chick, which is Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin Cash is that new chick that nobody's paying attention to.
Yeah, Solo. Yeah. Bitcoin Cash is going to surpass Bitcoin. Like, people don't understand. Like, okay, people just think it's a copy of Bitcoin, right? It's just one of these other copies that put Bitcoin in their name. No, Bitcoin Cash was half of the original Bitcoin team. And they set out because they got screwed over in a way. They didn't get the name. The original Bitcoin team kept the name, right? So they want to make up for it by making Bitcoin Cash do what Bitcoin was supposed to do, right? Bitcoin Cash, they're trying to make Bitcoin Cash everything that Bitcoin is not. So Bitcoin has expensive fees. That's not nothing new. Bitcoin has expensive fees. Bitcoin is a little slow. If anybody has noticed, if you tried to send Bitcoin as opposed to another altcoin like Digibyte or XRP, Bitcoin is a little bit slow. And the transaction fees are a bit much. And a lot of institutional investors and retailers who are using Bitcoin have noted this. Bitcoin Cash is trying to solve that problem by making nice, cheap fees, making it nice and fast, and making it so that it can be easily adopted for peer-to-peer transactions. So I honestly believe Bitcoin Cash is going to end up, catching up to Bitcoin, if not passing it, because they're trying to push
Trojan,
traditional
hold on,
methods.
because the chat is going crazy right now. But Bitcoin Cash is at $425 right now. Is you saying that Bitcoin Cash will catch up to Bitcoin in the future and surpass it?
Yes, altcoin season didn't start yet, Solo, so it's an uneven comparison. You can't really compare any altcoins to Bitcoin right now because they didn't get to their all-time highs. Bitcoin Cash's all-time high is over $4,000. So when it gets there, people are going to start taking it seriously. Just like DK Polyglot, they're not taking it seriously right now because altcoin season didn't come yet. Just wait for that liquidity to pour over into Bitcoin Cash. That's when people are going to be like, oh, okay, this is a contender. This thing can fight because it's going to be in the thousands.
DK or Spence, any of you guys want to rebut that? Do you guys disagree or agree?
Yeah, I completely disagree. I do not think Bitcoin Cash is going to take over Bitcoin at all. Bitcoin Cash was a fork of Bitcoin by Roger Ver. The reason why people like Bitcoin so much is because it's so secure. Bitcoin Cash doesn't offer the security that Bitcoin does. Another thing is that the fees on Bitcoin, I don't know if you guys remember in the alt run, when everyone was sending Bitcoin, the fees on Bitcoin, they can get pretty pricey, but I do not think that Bitcoin Cash is going to surpass Bitcoin at all. It doesn't have the security that Bitcoin has.
Now, Trojan does bring up a good point that Bitcoin Cash is at about, less than 10% of its all-time high. DK, what's your opinion, bro? You've been very outspoken. Do you see where Trojan is coming from? Do you agree or disagree?
I totally see where Trojan is coming from because I've actually did a lot of research on Roger Ver, and I actually went to go see him talk when he used to live out here in Tokyo. And the thing is, I see Bitcoin Cash is going to be that crypto that people are going to use to pay for the coffee at Starbucks because it has everything in it that Bitcoin was initially supposed to be. The only thing is that it hasn't even hit its all-time high yet. I mean, the price is so low. People did not take Bitcoin seriously even 10 years ago. You know what I mean? So people saying, oh, but nobody's taking it seriously. Well, yeah, most people don't take things seriously or don't believe in it until it's a foregone conclusion anyway. It still hasn't proven to the rest of the world exactly what it's setting out to do yet. And that's why people are still doubting it. So we could revisit this conversation about Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash.
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely do that.
See where it's at.
We can definitely do that in the future. Okay, guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do final rounds here for you guys, and then you guys can say whatever you want to say, talk about whatever coins you want to talk about, or whatever it's on your mind in regards to what you guys expect for the first quarter. We're gonna switch it up here. I'm gonna go with Spence first, and then Trojan, and then DK. I'm gonna let you have the final word. But Spence, go ahead, bro. What are your final words, bro?
Yeah, so final thoughts. If you're going to get into the space, you have to immediately start to get a basic understanding of technical analysis. If you are just buying into a coin because you think it's going to have some groundbreaking technology, you are, to a sense, you are investing, but you're also gambling because trading and investing is when you have an edge. Gambling is when you don't have any edge at all. So I would urge everybody to sort of get an understanding and technical analysis if you're going to trade these coins. You got to think to yourself, if some of these coins are so far away from their previous all-time highs, why is that? Are people just because you might be able to see something in this coin does not mean big money is going to see what you see. So there's plenty of companies out there with fantastic business models and great tech, and these company stocks are not pumping like it. This market is very illogical, and I would definitely advise that you sort of remove yourself from these assets and you look at them only as instruments to make more money. So if I were to start in the crypto space right now, I would immediately start to pick up books like the Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns by Thomas Bulkowski. I mean, there's so many books out there. You need to get a basic understanding of the technicals of what's going on, because you guys were talking about earlier coins that just go flat. And you know, you guys were talking about selling them and missing the pump. Well, if you had a proper understanding of the technicals, you would be able to see that there's probably signs of accumulation, and that the coin was going to pump, and you probably could have been able to see it in the technicals. So I would advise everyone to go and start to read, especially if you really care about this and really want to make some life-changing wealth.
And Spence, I will add on to what you're saying. I don't disagree with you at all. I think that that's something that I'm actually focusing on this year, is becoming more technical, because, you know, I mean, and I'm not an expert, and I never claim to be, although, you know, I've been in the space for a while, and I've read and listened to so many different YouTubers. Some of them, Big Connect, they're not even on the space no more, right? My only thing is, Spence, when we talk about the technical aspect can't account for something like a COVID-19. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it, but I don't disagree with you at all. Let's go to who's next. Trojan, final words, bro.
All right, so yeah, I mean, I agree with Spence. You know, that's a perspective. It's just, I mean, I don't think I'm like anybody else. I do my research in a different way, and my thing is, like, if I see something in a project that has not been done by another project, because these coins are evolving, like each one is becoming better than the last one. I don't know, like, if I feel like something, you know, if they're doing something to the point where they're going to be undervalued, like Theta's talking with Google Cloud, Sony, Samsung, all these people, I'm like, this coin cannot stay at this price. It's going to move up inevitably, and especially when it gets mass adopted, with only a, you know, like a billion supply. So, I mean, my thing is this, right? Altcoin season didn't happen yet. A lot of things are going to change when altcoin season happens. You know, Bitcoin is still, you know, it's in the forefront of the stage because it just had its like monumental run. When these other coins have their monumental run, then we can start comparing charts and speculating for real, because now they're all on that level as well. They all got the same liquidity, the same chance to be seen. But everybody's opinion is their own, and I'm not coming at anybody. But I'll just say for everybody on the panel, because I want y'all to do well, and I want you guys to make money. All right. I think for the upcoming altcoin season, you got to invest in coins with good technology. I still think that Theta, it already had a big run. It's kind of due for a correction, but altcoin season is coming. So I don't know if there's going to be much, you know, price movement with that right now, because it already had that big run. Same thing with Zilliqa in a way, but Zilliqa's sort of in the middle. But VeChain, Cardano, Digibyte, those coins have amazing technology, and they haven't had their monumental runs yet. And so people should start looking at those and accumulating those while they're unloved before altcoin season comes. And then definitely do your own research. That's the biggest thing I could recommend. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to Spence. Don't listen to DK Polylot. Don't even listen to Solo. Do your own research and come up with your own conclusions. None of us would be where we are if we blindly followed anybody. So we got to go and see it for ourselves and trust your own intuition. If you think everything I said is BS, cool. Go by what you believe is correct and go by what your gut is telling you. So that's all I would say. And get ready for alt season.
Okay. We'll go to DK and then I'll give my final thoughts. DK, go ahead, bro.
Well, for me, I can't disagree with either Trojan or Spence. You know, for me, I take a little bit of a holistic approach. I look at cryptos in a similar to way how Charlie Munger, Ray Dalio, and Warren Buffett looks at stocks. I look at the technical analysis. I look at the financial news, the technology of the company, which would be like their products and their services, and how the company, how they operates internally. And I look at the white papers, obviously. And but one thing that I keep in mind is that until AI is running all of these blockchains and determining the crypto market. Until we get to that point where it's totally run by computers, it still depends on human behavior in order to determine the movement of these cryptos in terms of their fiat price. So, I mean, we can do all the technical analysis we want, but we cannot account for human behavior in the crypto space. That's why you have cryptos like Dogecoin that started out as a joke meme.
Yeah, I mean,
around.
oh my gosh.
You know, so but here's the thing, like Spence says, don't get emotionally attached to these cryptos one way or the other. Look at it purely as an instrument to make you money, which is also the Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger approach. Do not get attached either way to any of these financial instruments. Just look at how they can make money for you and then take actions in according with that knowledge. So yeah, the altcoin season, it's coming. We don't know the exact calendar date, but there are signs out there. Just be on the lookout, do your own research so that you don't miss the signs and that you could get on the train before it leaves the station.
Okay. All right. Thank you, DK. And DK, do me a favor. Check the back private chat. I'm sending my email. If you'd like to be, you know, on the future. And by the way, these crypto shows, I'm like I said, anybody who's part of the crypto group, you can hop on. I want this to be an open forum because I'm not, you know, like Trojan said, don't take my word for it. I've said this since day one. Do your own research, right? And the last 3 years has been me doing different research, learning about different coins, learning about different teams, different, you know, technologies and stuff like that. There are coins that I looked into 3 years ago. They're not even, you know, in the top 300 list, right? So do your own research. You know, I remember getting into arguments with financial advisors, not just on YouTube, but in persons. Now, the same financial advisors that used to say that cryptocurrency and Bitcoin will never take off is junk. Now these guys are posting this on their Instagram, promoting it. So, you know what, guys? You know, we're ahead of the trend. We still are ahead of the trend because you have professionals that are supposed to know about it, and they don't know a darn thing. And so I'm not saying don't consult with a professional. What I'm saying is if you do, make sure that they know what they're talking about. Because sadly, when I was talking to financial advisors, they resorted to straw man arguments. It came to a point, DK, I was arguing with the financial advisor, right? And then he pulled us his BMW car keys, and he's like, well, I drive a BMW. What do you drive? And I'm like, okay, bro. You clearly
Buffett drives a used ass Cadillac.
Right. But the point I'm trying to make is he was getting so frustrated because he didn't know how to rebut my points that he had to resort to that. So what I'm saying is, guys, do your own research, understand what's going on. We have some great brothers in the space talking about this. And there are also other YouTubers besides myself talking about this that are in the crypto space. But more importantly, do your own research. And I always say, don't put in your life savings. Don't put in your whole paycheck or a house. Put in that club money. You know, the money that you would have used to go in a club for the weekend or on a date with a girl or money to go out to eat by yourself or with friends. That's the type of money that I've been investing in. And you guys, you'd be surprised if you are consistent, it adds up, especially when it goes on a bull run like now, it adds up really fast. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Anyway, guys, so here's the thing. Once again, I appreciate all you guys, my guests here for jumping on. Make sure you guys, if you want more crypto content, the Telegram group is always popping. Like I said, I'm very active in that group. I might not respond right away or look at it every moment because I do have other things going on, but I'm very active in that group. And even if I'm not commenting, I'm always paying attention. Do your own research. Also, like I said, I'll try to make a live stream here every Sunday where we talk about stuff like this. And then also I'm going to be definitely way more active on this channel. Unfortunately, a lot of people are going to miss out. And guys, some of you remember 2017, right? Where all of a sudden when Bitcoin went on and cryptos went on the bull run, and all of a sudden all these crypto channels, they were getting 1,400 viewers, right? I wouldn't be shocked, DK, if that happens here and then 6 months from now, we have 1,300 people viewing this chat. Maybe I'm being arrogant, but who knows?
You're going to have 2,000. I just had to put it out there. It's coming.
All right. Well, hey guys, it's been fun, and we'll talk soon. And we're out.